There's a project that's coming up that has this really cool concept. It's called the Drones by Katsu. Now, I came across this project because someone in my Discord was like, hey, check this out, checked it out, and I think it's different enough and it's interesting enough that I think it's actually worth looking into. So to give you an overview about what it is, essentially, Katsu is an artist, and what he does is he actually kind of does street art kind of thing, but he does it with a drone. So he uses a drone and he spray paints. Known for pioneering his painting drones and drone paintings, and as an artist does, the reason it's with the drones is it's about ownership, and does the person that operates the drone have ownership, or is it the actual drone that has ownership that's actually doing the artwork itself because it's through a kind of a medium itself, which I think is interesting. It's kind of what you would expect from an artist. Hey, real quick, scroll down there, hit up that subscribe button because a lot of you aren't subscribed. Okay, let's kick on. Now, what the artist has also done is he's got a whole bunch of press, things like that. Now, you can see in these news clips here, it's actually worth a watch. It kind of gives you an idea about what he's doing, what he's done, and I think this actually has a space to hit. Now look, when it gets down to the NFT itself, it also gets a little bit of a fun spin and twist. So essentially, you're going to get a drone, one of these drone NFTs, and then you are going to be able to paint. So what they're actually doing is, here is a kind of a look at some of the backgrounds that they've got, but they're also going to be doing a meta canvas. So the idea is that they're going to get all of the owners to end up making a big giant digital painting, which will then be sold, and 100% of the sales will be kind of sent to all of the holders, the meta canvas. So what I think is super interesting here is the concept that it's going to be a collaborative artwork effect by all of the people, all of the holders of the project, which I think is really cool. So where it will get funny is there's going to be a lot of penises drawn. There'll be a lot of kind of vulgar activities kind of drawn, but when you end up with sort of 5,000 of them all sort of dropping, it's going to make for one very interesting piece as a digital kind of collectible. So I can see that being quite interesting. Now, when it comes down to 100% of the proceeds go to sale, people may kind of look at them like, yeah, but who's going to buy it? The idea is that Katsu has actually done some things before. They've been auctioned off. So he's got a channel to actually sell something in the future, as in like with an auction house somewhere else. So there are those connections, which can help out very well. Now, when it comes down to the drop details of the Drones by Katsu, over on their Discord, we can get those details. 2nd of April is the whitelist mint, 3rd of April is the public mint. The mint price is sort of 0.16. I think that is a little bit steep, but with the lower supply, I can kind of get away with it, and it's an interesting concept. And the NFT supply is 5,400. So with the 0.16, I personally think that's a little bit more expensive, but I can kind of give it a pass with the fact that the supply has been reduced and it is a different, interesting, unique technique, because I don't know how they're actually going to collate all those and then end up turning it into the main artwork. So to give you an idea of the artwork, it's not just the same drone kind of pumped out 5,400 times. What it is it's going to be these different, interesting, unique spray cans, but then what the spray cans actually do is they then transform into the drone for the sort of the paint artwork thing. So it's a fun, so there are different traits. It is kind of cool. It's not just sort of a token or a pass that's kind of the same. There is going to be some unique variants in it, and there are going to be some like rare colors, things like that when it comes down to the drop. So why did I want to bring you this project? In the space, when something new or different comes up, it kind of piques your interest. You want to have a look at it. You want to kind of dive a little bit deeper into it and just see how it's going to perform, because things that are different in the space, people that have seen everything over and over, they usually gravitate towards it. I've seen every kind of project, every kind of roadmap, and when something different comes up, you're like, oh, okay, I'll consider it. And when you consider it, you're able to kind of dive in a little bit deeper. Something like this, a collaborative effort, something that you're controlling yourself, I think is really cool. I've seen it before with the Indifferent Ducks and the fact that you could build your NFT and then that's essentially what you minted. Then you've got Crazy Zillas, where you're going to be able to paint your kind of sort of dinosaur. I think that's a cool concept, and I think this fits very much well into it, where it's a utility where you're able to actually kind of have your NFT and you're going to be able to use that NFT to then create part of what becomes a bigger digital artwork, which I think is really cool and very interesting. So that's why I wanted to bring it to you. When it comes down to their stats, they're not huge in pumping. They've got almost 5,000 followers on the Twitter, and then in their Discord, they've got 12,000 members. So I can see this. I can actually see this running up and doing quite well just because of the novelty fact. I think the 0.16 will scare a lot of people away. If it was a 0.08, this would fly off the shelves. Easy done, game over. So that's my kind of thought process on why I kind of like the drones and why I think it's actually worth considering. If you're new to the space, look at something like the drones and like sit on the sidelines, watch it and see how it performs, because what you will then notice is that when something new comes up, this may not be the hyped PFP that you kind of used to seeing on Instagram, but when you see something different kind of come into the space and navigate itself, what will then happen is you can then start to see these trends, see these patterns, so that next time you do see something different or something interesting, you can front run it, you can jump on it when it's early to ensure that you can kind of lock yourself in with a whitelist spot and a project that may actually do well and pop off later. So should you mint the Drones by Katsu? I think this isn't for a beginner in the space. I think this is for someone that's kind of seen the same kind of projects sort of pump and dump over and over again, and they want to kind of experience something different, because it's not just about the economics, it's also about engaging with the NFT space in a different way. I think this is for someone that can spend a 0.16 and kind of, it's not too much of a risk on their liquidity if they're kind of investing in it, because I don't know what will happen after the canvas has been made, if the floor price will kind of dump there, or if there will be additional utility pulled in later. I think this will be a collector's piece. I also think this is the kind of thing that Gary Vee can kind of see and go, hey, check this out. I also think this is the kind of thing that Pranksy can see and kind of buy into, because it's kind of, it's very raw, it's very real, and I think it hits everything in what the NFT space should be, something different, something unique, and kind of pushing the boundaries of what NFTs and digital art can be. So that's what I think this kind of sits and who I think this project is for. If you found value in this video, please consider hitting up that subscribe button while you're down there. Also hit up the like button. As always, it's been a pleasure having you with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.